Today's going to be such a fun day. We're going to go back out into the garden and get some spring gardening done. So my seed I started a month ago at the start of this spring. Pretty sure have failed. I haven't given up, but I'm pretty sure it's failed. And my tomato plants, in that bed with the tomato plants, the broccoli, the garlic, I pulled everything out. It's the broccolini, its life is done. That was a autumn and winter vegetable or plant. So the life cycle of that plant is just done, but it grew so big so fast, and when it started, it was like up, and then when it started to come at the end of its life, it just drooped, which casted a big shadow across all the tomato plants. As you guys would have seen if you've been following my other gardening videos, and if you haven't, if you are new here, then hi, my name is Gabby. I'm going to make a playlist. I started that years ago. I need to go through my playlist and revamp them, but I'm going to do a gardening playlist as well, so you can see my journey from the start. This is my first year gardening, and I'll leave that playlist down below if you do want to watch my previous videos on gardening. I think there's like 2 or 3 videos already up, so yeah. But anyway, I already had issues with my tomato plants that they were getting overwatered. Fault from myself. I do believe I was overwatering myself, and then once I realized we had so much rain for like 2-3 days straight, and I was so paranoid, and that just really done it for them. Plus the shadowing from the broccolini plants, it just wasn't getting sun. They just died. I was going to film pulling them out, but Nick and I just, I don't know, we were just out there together. It's so fun seeing the roots. Like it was a little upsetting, but it was so fun to see the roots, and just like, yeah. And then once we made it all clear, it looked weird that that whole bed was empty, but that's okay. I just went to the nursery because my seeds unfortunately did not work, or at least haven't worked yet. I'm pretty sure they're not going to work. I'll show you guys how they're looking in a little bit. But I just came back from the garden nursery, and I brought some plant starters, and I'm so excited. Like these, this is just going to be a much more better situation. I've just done more research, and I feel a lot more confident in what we're about to go and do together. So without further ado, let's just go outside into the garden and get started. Alright, so this is my haul from the garden nursery. We have got some strawberry plants. I did plant, that's not even strawberry, I picked up capsicum. So we have got some capsicum plants. This is just Sweet Mama capsicums. So there's 4 plants. I originally only wanted 2, but I decided to go with this variety. It came with 4. I'm not going to waste these. My main things for this season is tomatoes, capsicums, zucchinis, and strawberries. So I got everything here, which I'm so excited for. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to let these ones go to waste. I will find a spot to use them. I'm going to repurpose some pots that I already had, plus I got a heap from my parents, which I'm really grateful for, and tomato cages, but one of them needs a little bit of work, which I'll get next to do. So that won't go up today. Oh, it probably will be today, but not in this video. And then here we got some strawberry. I went with the red gauntlet variety. I'll do better close-ups of these plants, but you can see there's little tiny strawberries already, which is super fun and exciting. And yeah, the leaves just look beautiful, so I'm keen for that. So I got 2 strawberry plants, both of them with the little strawberries, and then we got 2 of these tomatoes, and look how big they are. The tomatoes I started growing never became this big, and they just look so nice and healthy, so I'm so hoping I can keep them healthy. And this is the Apollo improved variant tomato, or type of tomato. So I've got 2 of those, and then in here we just got some green zucchini, which is SA's best variety. This comes with 3 plants in here as well, which the zucchini wasn't a plan to get today because I don't have a space for it right now, but I'm sure I can figure that out.
Alright, so now I'm just planting these tomato plants. This is the Apollo variety, which you will see the label in just a little bit, but I'm just loosening up the bottom of the roots just a tiny bit. The roots were like really good and healthy. They weren't root bound or anything, and I'm just planting them in this planter. So yeah, the tomato cage above it, I repurposed that from my parents. They had one. It is pretty rusty, but it will do the job. I did have another one. Nick did have a look at it but unfortunately it's too far gone. So next time I go to the nursery, I will purchase a tomato cage for the one I'm planting now. And these tomatoes is a perfect all-rounder tomato, so we can eat them fresh. They're great for cooking. So I just thought it was the perfect tomato variety for us. So hopefully these ones work, but I guess time will tell.
And now with the lighting a little bit better, that's a clearer image of the picture of tomatoes. And apparently these tomatoes, so next up is the capsicum. I'm going to do one at the back here. Because the sun kind of comes in from this direction and this direction, I feel like having it here, the sun can still come in from behind this tomato plant. This tomato plant, nothing's going to be covering it. Nor this tomato plant. I suppose one of these plants when they grow will be covering it when it comes into this angle. But when the sun's full on this way and more so at the front, that should get plenty of sun. So hopefully we won't have the same issue as last time. So yeah, I'm just going to pop one here and one here.
And now for the capsicums. I wasn't too sure if I wanted them straight centered on both sides. I've decided to slightly have them off centered, so when the sun goes around they should both be in the sunlight, so they're not exactly lined up perfectly, but I think this will be the best situation for them. And I'm not going to be planting anything else until these guys grow. If there's room, I might plant something else.
And again, in the better lighting, this is the label for the capsicum, the Sweet Mama ones. Alright, so in these pots down here we had the Tiny Tim seedlings. They're just not working. These have been in for, I would say, 3 months, and yeah, they're just not growing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump all of this potting mix, because it does have remnants of tomatoes in here. So I'm going to dump all of these, the potting mix, and just dump everything out into the compost bin. And then when we come back, we'll put in new potting mix, and this is where the strawberries are going to go. Well, at least 2 of them. Alright, so now I've got my 4 pots cleared. I'm going to only put 2 with potting mix. The other 2, I'm not sure what we're going to use yet, but I'll definitely keep them because I'm sure I'll discover something. Alright, so again, I just think these are so cool that there is already some fruiting happening. So it's definitely going to be exciting to watch them change and grow. So I've put too much soil in the pot. I'm just going to take some out. I always do this, but that's fine. And just like that, I don't know if I'm going to keep them here, just because this washing line behind me does cast just a line of shadow, but that's right in the middle of here. So you know what, that's just answering my question. I'm going to be moving those somewhere else. I'm not too sure where yet, probably just on the edge of the concrete, to be honest. But yeah, we'll see where they end up. And again, the label for the strawberries.
And here is an ugly side of gardening which I have not shared with you guys yet. So these are dragon fruit cuttings. As you can see, they are messed up. I was very surprised with the roots. I did get these as cuttings. I planted them, and as you can just see by the appearance of them, they just do not work. Now I was contemplating whether to repurpose the soil that these were in. These were just 2 of the pots that I'm now going to be putting in the capsicum plants, the 2 other capsicum seedling starter plants I have. I decided to repurpose the soil rather than changing it completely. So total experiment. I don't know if whatever happened to the dragon fruit had something to do with the soil, or if it was just the fact it was a cutting. I do have one of the dragon fruit cuttings in the ground, which is doing very well. Nothing like how the ones in these pots were. So yeah, total experiment here. I'm just topping it up with some fresh potting mix. If these do fail, that's okay. This is how I learn, how anyone learns and grows, is just multiple attempts and failures and hopefully some successes. And then these are the strawberry plants that I'm putting here. This board is ugly. That's just purely to make them, like, protect them from the wind.
So here I've got some blood and bone fertilizer. I'm going to be sprinkling this all over, but not right at the base of the plant, which is a mistake I done last time, which I've now learned. So I'll go around the plant, but not right directly into the base of the plants.
So unfortunately, I'm just keep coming back with these voiceovers just because the wind was pretty bad in some of these clips. So I'm just sprinkling it over into the dirt, and soon you'll see me use my hands to spread it around in the top layer of the dirt. And the reason why I didn't want it to get it right close to the base is, I don't know. People say not to do it. I actually read the packaging again. It says not to do it. That might have had an effect on why my tomatoes didn't work last time. So hopefully this time around it will be a little better and healthier. And I'm just doing the same here with the capsicum plants. The strawberry plants didn't get this though, just the tomatoes and capsicums.
Here are the zucchini plants. We're not going to plant the zucchinis. I'm going to put these in pots, much bigger pots. But I do have the pots, I just don't have enough dirt. So they're just going to stay there until we deal with them a different day.
So with my teeny tiny cute little watering can, I really need to upgrade a bigger one, but this is what I got, this is what I'm using. So it does the job. I just had to fill it up, I think 4 times just for this one bed, but that's fine. So I'm just giving these plants a nice water, and I'm going all over, as you can see, because the fertilizer needs to be watered in as well. Although there's no actual plant there, I just wanted to give the fertilizer a good drink into the soil. And doing the same here with all of the plants here, the capsicums and the strawberries, just giving them a nice good water since they've just been potted.
And an update for our pumpkins. Look at this baby go. So these leaves are giant. So beautiful. Lots and lots of buds forming in the middle there. Some out here. Even got a teeny tiny little one there, and all the tentacles, well, tendrils? I call them tentacles though. And she's amazing. And this is the other one, still looking amazing, just nowhere near as big. Like this this leaf is still the size of my hand. The other one's a lot bigger. But look how beautiful. And this one's also got some buds on as well. Now over this bed, we're not changing anything in this bed, but as you can see, we're missing a pot. But it's fine, it's just here. So unfortunately the thyme pot did fall, but the plant stayed. And this, I think, is the most healthiest herb. It's just growing really good. It's just growing really, really good, which is fantastic. The rosemary, I can't really notice much of a difference. The chives the same. It kind of looks like they're struggling a little bit, these two. That one seems to be fine, but again, it's not really growing much. The basil definitely was struggling, but they are starting to slowly come a little bit more fuller, so hopefully it'll be okay. And this coriander also has just boomed out growing, but the leaves are turning red, if you can see that. So I believe it's a lack of fertilizer. I haven't fertilized this. Apparently coriander is a very hungry plant. I was doing more research about it last night. But also it's not the right season for coriander. I don't know, I do some research, Google told me yes, so I done it, and now further research, Google saying no. But we're just going to see how it goes. I'm going to give this plant a little love and give it some fertilizer and see how it goes. Otherwise, the bed in general, all the carrots are sprouting. We also have either some weeds sprouting, or that could be the pink celery, the Chinese pink celery. I think that might be a pink celery because it looks kind of pink, the stem. I'm not sure, they're still too little to tell. The onions also is out of season. I knew these would be out of season when I planted them, but they're going good. I think every single onion has gone. That's a weed. And the spinach here as well is another thing where I ask Google. Google tells me yes, do it, further research. Google's now telling me no. But they are seeming to be really good. And a lot has popped up. And my seed tray that I attempted isn't going the best. So you can see with the yellow zucchini, we got some life there, there, not there, and there. But although this one has came up, since it's reached this height, it's been staying like this for the past week or two. It has not grown anymore, and every other seed has not germinated, which is unfortunate. I do know, and like I said, if you saw that video, this is just regular potting mix, not the seed starter mix. I think I got too cocky my first time and the pumpkins just done really well. So I will try at a later date and get some proper seed raising mix and see if we can get any of this stuff grown from seed. Also, if you guys are wondering, this is kind of how our garden is. So we got these two beautiful trees. I don't know what they are. I'll ask my mum, see if she knows what the name is. If she knows, I'll write it on the screen. If it's not on the screen and she doesn't know. Down here, that's a pumpkin, that's a weed. A couple bits of stuff that I need to pick up, plus we got to fill in more mulch. We got to paint the bottom of this fence. The washing line, I still got to clean up from today. And then yeah, that's the planter at the back there with the tomatoes and capsicum we just planted. And then we got the capsicum, strawberry. So I still got that pot, and 2 pots stacked in there to figure out what to do. And behind here as well, we're going to do a concave, and that's going to be a garden bed, and same on the other side. And the rest of this section is going to be all grass, which is going to be so nice and lovely once that's done. But work in progress, we're getting there. But I just thought this might be interesting for you guys to kind of see how my gardening is. But otherwise, that is all for today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Thank you so much for following me once again on this journey. I feel a lot more confident with what we've done today now that I've done a lot more research. But so yeah, next time will be for the gardening. Definitely we'll plant those zucchinis, maybe start some seeds, we'll see. And yeah, I wouldn't mind to fill in some of these pots that I got empty, which I don't know what with yet. And I got two more garden bed ideas that we want to build, and I also want to build them along with you and show you guys the journey of that, as well as our grass patch area that we have kind of started and then we just kind of stopped. But I'm sure to keep posting updates and everything like that. So thanks again so much for watching. Subscribe so don't miss out on my videos down below. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.